Welcome to Grizzly News. I'm Garrison Douglas. I'm joined here by my co-hosts Erin Lucier, Joshua Beaton, and Aaron Malton. We've got a lot of news to cover, so what do you say? Want to get to it?
Sounds good.
All right. So many of you probably saw the new sign from the library. As of last Friday, the L Building is officially now the Daniel J. Kaufman Library and Learning Center. So I know that's some pretty big news, guys.
Great news, great news.
So
we have a building with a name.
Exactly.
It's not A, B, C, D. So this is really rare for this to occur during somebody's lifetime because a lot of times, you wait until the founding president has either passed away or something significant happens in order to actually name a building after them. So this is pretty big news, and it's pretty exciting for our little campus. So.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. And I was actually at the convocation. Of course, we got a lot of B-roll footage, and just the amount of people that were there from, not even just on the campus, but you talk about Hank Huckabee, the USG chancellor, you had, I think Valerie Clark was there, state representative for House District 101, just a lot of people were there to, give a lot of praise to this man. I mean, I think, Erin, were you around for when Kaufman was here, or?
Yeah, so that was actually my first few years. So he kind of left, I think, during my sophomore and junior year, so.
Okay,
yeah.
No, yeah, so I think he was, from what I heard, I kind of came at basically right when he left, essentially. But if you were there, you could tell the love that he had from not only the community, but on this campus as well.
And the good thing is, he stayed in the Gwinnett community. So he's now at the Gwinnett County Chamber. So, he's still giving back to this community. So I feel like everybody still has a lot of love for him.
Exactly.
Right, and I wasn't there for the dedication, but how was that? Was it
good? Was
it interesting?
The seating, I think we were talking before, the seating was a little odd. They really kind of try to cram everyone into a small space,
Right.
I think it's just a library, there's only so much you could do. I figured they would have held it in the room, I think, above on the second floor.
That's what I thought, yeah, the Heritage Room.
The Heritage
I would have
Room.
thought that's where they would hold it. But
Yeah, and I know they held a pre-event there, like the pre for like the private, the astute, distinguished guests. But no, yeah, they had us all cramped. The students were like, just all on top of the stairs, just looking straight down.
It was kind of cool though to see that because it was like layers upon layers of students like looking down on.
So it had like a really good turnout, pretty much.
Oh yeah, seats were packed. Stairs were packed. Like yeah, we
Stair
all
seating.
became pretty good friends that day. You knew your neighbors. So
That's pretty good.
Well, I know as I was going off campus, because I wasn't able to stay for it, there were students obviously complaining that the library was closed.
Right.
They didn't have a place to study. They were out in front of the A building like, what are we doing here? So, but it was good that had a good turnout and
Absolutely.
everything.
no, yeah, and they had a lot of fun. I know with the fact the library was closed. SGA President Tammy Lou had said, just about if the library could talk, we talk about debate, learn, study. And then President Stoss came up and said, by the way, the library's closed, so that's why no one's debating or talking. No, there was a lot of fun with that. Just if you listen to Dr. Kaufman was just so energized, so happy about this.
Yeah, he's one of the best speakers too. Hearing him, he's so engaging, and it's really exciting to hear him so pumped up about some things, which GGC is definitely one of them.
Oh, exactly.
But one of the quotes that he had that we're going to share is, GGC is just getting started. When it comes to the promise of Georgia Gwinnett College, you ain't seen nothing yet.
No, yeah. So that was classic Kaufman, you can tell.
Yeah, for sure. So GGC actually held its annual Safety and Preparedness Fair last week, and this event involved a lot of Gwinnett community partners and first responder agencies. So Josh and Erin were actually at this event. So what did you all think about it?
Actually, I thought the safety fair was really interesting. I thought they had a lot to offer, especially criminal justice students, because I know a lot of students that are criminal justice, they really have a lot of things that are really interesting to them. There they showed the jaws of life. They show how that works. They show how students how to put fires out. So I think it was a really interesting fair, especially helping people be prepared, especially when it came to very dangerous situations. What do you think about it, Josh?
Yeah, I would agree with that, right? The criminal justice majors, I think they really got to see, some of their elements and some of the fields that they could potentially go into. Me being a science major, it wasn't as purposeful for me, but I agree. It was incredibly interesting to see the mobile command center of the police force,
That was cool, yeah.
the goggle simulation of drunkenness, right?
Yeah, I
was
know
really
your
interesting.
friend tried those on. What did she think about them?
Yeah, she said it was just really weird. She tried to walk in a straight line, and we can actually show that footage. But she tried to walk in a straight line, and she said she cheated by kind of feeling out her feet, you know. So it was really interesting. Yeah.
A lot of hands-on activities and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of. There were dogs there.
Bunny
there
and
as
Ginger,
well.
the drug dogs.
I think so.
I love them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But it was really cool. I actually got to watch the whole Jaws of Life thing and watch them dismantle that car, and that was as well really interesting.
That's
Yeah.
really neat to hear because I think we hear about that happening a lot, but we don't actually like see like what does that look like.
Right, and I didn't know how far actually out the fire truck ladder went.
Oh yeah.
That thing goes far.
Thank God,
really
right?
does. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a good thing.
yeah, it really is. But
That's awesome.
No, yeah, but for the Jaws of Life, I was actually excited because, I wasn't able to actually get out there, but I was able to see it on the Facebook Live.
Which is really cool.
I thought that was exciting,
Yeah,
First of all,
for sure.
GC doing Facebook Live.
Right.
Like,
right.
what?
And I also thought their surveillance vehicle was really interesting. Like, I liked how big it was. Like, they had air conditioning, they had different cameras and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So it was like going inside like a little mobile home.
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting.
So you get to go inside
Oh,
and
yeah.
see what it was like.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like a little fun house.
I could see it from across campus and I was like, oh, I was walking to class. I was like, I really want to go. That's really cool though.
So I saw as well that they had a CPR demonstration out. I saw the dummy. I didn't actually see anyone do it, but as I understand it, they were showing students how to do that.
Yeah, so
And I
they
think-
actually, nursing students were leading that, which is pretty cool to see
Right,
students engaged in like
For sure.
leading these sessions and stuff, because a lot of it is like the local professionals, but to see students actually being able to show like this is how you do CPR, because
Right.
I mean that comes up pretty often on campus, in
Oh, yeah.
residence life and other situations. And
Right,
how that
CPR
Yeah,
is.
because
is
it's not
so
until like
important.
in that actual moment when it's actually happened that most people sit there and go into shock and know
Yeah, and they're like, I've never been taught this, or they have.
That's me. That's me. That's right. I was taught my CPR, but
You forget it though.
Yeah, it's like after. That's why you
Yeah.
got to get recertified. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
keep going through that process.
And then practice too always helps with things like that.
No,
It's-
yeah.
The more you
Right.
practice, the more you
Right.
feel comfortable with actually doing it in real life.
Tough part is finding someone to practice on.
Right. Someone will let you do that.
All right, well, let's check in with GNN's new weatherman, Matthew Montgomery, for this week's forecast. What are we looking at, Matthew?
Well, lucky enough for you, Grizzlies, it will still be short weather this week. All this week, we should expect the weather to be in the high 80s. Winds are expected to be light throughout the week. Now in the evening, we are starting to see into that fall weather kick in, the temperatures in the mid-60s. Overall, expect all shine this week. So enjoy the shaded outdoors this week, Grizzlies.
Thanks, Matthew. We're going to head into a quick break, and we have a lot more to talk about, so stay with us.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To
Not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us.
To stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Student population, it's refreshing. It's refreshing not to get different perspectives, to get different cultures, to get different languages that you normally don't see on a college campus.
And it's nice to see organizations that don't have to go out of their way to, like meet quotas and, be diverse and all this kind of stuff, because you really just go out onto campus and you advertise to students and you get a very diverse turnout. And I think that's incredible because a lot of schools have to work extra hard and do this extra effort to get students to a place where they can feel, comfortable in diverse environments, and we're already there, which is so nice, and it's only 11 years in.
Exactly.
But I thought it was funny. There was this one, just anecdotal story. This one situation where we had a speaker on campus, and they actually, asked us, "Oh, can we get a picture with a diverse group of students?" As if we had to go like hand pick them out. And I was like, "Yeah." So I walked into a room. I was like, "Okay, students." Like, I was like, "This was so easy," And a lot of schools really have to focus on doing, a big job of making something like that happen. Where here we were just like, "Hey, come on in."
Yeah, and I know that you do orientation. Like,
Right.
how is the diversity in that in comparison with these students?
It's similar to, like, different organizations and departments on campus have a different way of really like working with the student population in terms of like getting an accurate representation. So I think with residence life and orientation, it isn't exactly representative of the campus. I know it's very heavily African American in both residence life and orientation, for example, but everywhere else, for the most part, it seems to be almost exactly representative of the environment, if that makes sense.
That's really amazing to see. Another report that came out was that for a second consecutive year, Georgia Gwinnett College was listed among the top Southern regional colleges for least student debt. So I thought that was really amazing to see. I think for 2017 it is ranked second in improvement. It's 2016 fifth place, with 73% of graduates having an average debt of $18,000 around there. So, and by comparison, that's other colleges have like 50,000, right, for coming out of college. I think that's incredible. You know, I'm very grateful that we go to a college that doesn't require such a large amount of money.
No,
yeah, it's really easily affordable. That was like one of the main reasons why I came to GGC. It was like, at first it was like, I don't want to come to this school. It doesn't really seem like the thing I wanted to go to, especially because it wasn't my first choice. But after a while, like the diversity that I had, the type of students that was there, and also the pricing that came with it. So that was definitely one of the reasons why I definitely came and stayed.
Yeah, I know in orientation they have a survey that goes out, and the number one answer is affordability, like for the reason why students choose this school.
No, yeah, that's how they hook you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you in.
I know my bank account likes it, that's all I know. Spend that money on that grad degree.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think it's awesome. You know, you're talking about, like, if we just look at this campus, if we look at the fact that, like we're talking about, there's the diversity, student loan debt is basically lower than anywhere else, how active the members of the surrounding community are on this campus. You know, it's a great place to be. I mean, I talked to a lot of friends that go to University of North Georgia, go to Georgia State, and there's some activity, of course, a lot of activity that happens from the community into those colleges, but they don't have what we have. Right. I mean,
they don't have a Mayor Johnson coming over here in her sweats and helping us move people into res life. That's something really incredible and hard to find at a lot of places.
Yeah. All right, so while we are talking about diversity, an RSO here on campus hit a very important history mark. The Organization of Latin American Students, or Olas for short, is celebrating its 10th year anniversary. Wow. And special guest, we have Mark Guevara, president of Olas and senator in the Student Government Association, on with us right now. Come on in.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Garrison. Aaron. Double trouble.
Right.
Welcome to the Grizzly Couch.
Hey, the Grizzly Couch.
Thanks for joining
Trademark.
us.
Yes.
Trademark.
So congratulations, 10 years is a lot of time.
Definitely.
It's more than even our Student Government Association on campus, so it's a pretty big deal.
No,
Yeah. As far as that goes, I definitely can't give the credit just to myself. You know, as far as the term goes, I mean, I have an amazing team behind me that, you know, does a lot of work, puts in a lot of work every day to make things happen for Olas. And my predecessors, definitely. I mean, we've had a long line of different teams that have made Olas what it is today. So it's definitely a lot under our belts that we have to, you know, carry the name of Olas. But it's definitely something that has built upon each other every year. So we're really proud of that, and we're proud of holding that name and what Olas stands for on this campus.
Absolutely.
No, yeah, and I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think you guys also have provided assistance even other colleges, correct? I think Kennesaw has started something.
Yes, so recently, Kennesaw, so I'm not sure if the news has gone out, but effective this semester, Hispanic Scholarship Fund all around campus has kind of dissolved their chapters. And they're revamping their system, so it's not like it's going to be completely gone forever. But for the meantime, we've had students from Kennesaw reach out to us because that's what they relied on for their Latino organization on campus. And so they reached out to us to see if they could start a sort of sister organization, a sort of chapter in Kennesaw. So we were more than happy to help them out in that way. We're really proud to say that, you know, we're starting to meet with their executive teams, you know, prepare them, give them different marketing strategies, you know, event creation, leadership development, things like that to really, you know, get that Olas spirit on their campus as well. So
that's amazing.
That's incredible.
That's incredible.
That's the mark of a good organization.
Exactly.
So you can try to replicate it in other
right,
universities.
exactly. And so that's definitely one of our projects for this year, to really, you know, provide Kennesaw. Because, I mean, we're not going to be running it, it's going to be them. But if we give them the proper tools, we know that, you know, they'll do an excellent job.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Right, so in talking about
Yes.
some culture, trying to get some students who are interested in, like you said, exploring different cultures. So
Definitely,
how are these events really going to take that and use it?
So coming up, I guess I could say, you know, while everyone's watching this, since it's gonna air on Canada, right? So going on now is our Hispanic Heritage Month Festival. That's out in the Student Plaza, right in between Starbucks and the Student Center. So there, we reserve the entire space. We're going to have music, food catered by a local restaurant, Papi's, Cuban and Caribbean Grill.
Not an event you want to miss.
That's an event you want to miss. It's free, just to clarify. And the biggest aspect, you know, the whole reason why we're doing it is to educate Grizzlies on, you know, all the different countries represent South and, you know, just South America, Latin American countries. So we have different tables set up around the plaza, kind of like market style, and each one has a poster, a couple facilitators for the tables, which are our very own Olas members, and they will be talking more about, you know, different facts about the country. So students will, I guess I'll share what the system is for this year. So we have a sort of passport book. Inside that passport book, it's a sort of set of instructions, 3 questions that you eventually need to get stamped. Within those questions, you see different facts that you may not know right off the bat. We try to really make them something that you have to go and be interact with people.
Learn.
Yeah. So once you get those 3 questions answered by going around to the different tables, you know, hopefully you learn something. We definitely try to find some questions that, you know, aren't really known to the masses. And after you know, get all those stamps, you can use that passport to get your food. So, right. So, yeah, so what does that create? A learning environment where you cannot just go and get free food and then walk away. So, you know, you are sort of encouraged to learn something about the different Latin American countries that represent this campus, our community, and, you know, basically the entire world. And, you know, you have a good time, food, music, decorations, you learn something. But that's for our festival.
Absolutely.
But like I said, it's a series of events throughout the entire month, which is kind of in between.
2 months.
Yeah, it's not September, it's not October, but it's September 15th to October 15th.
And we'll put up the events right here so you can see some of the other events going on throughout the month, and really just come and join in with Olas.
That's right.
You'll always have fun, you'll always have music, dancing, and food.
Always a good time.
And there's always a lot of stuff going on.
There you go.
So thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. Thank y'all
Really
for having me on the Grizzly couch.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes, thank you.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
So now we haven't looked into the presidential elections for a few weeks now, which is kind of like a lifetime in presidential politics. So let's briefly go into this. So what about the lack of discussion on college affordability that we've seen recently?
Okay. So
Perspectives?
My perspective on this is that, to me, it's completely insane. Right now, both candidates are lacking the minority section, or not minority. Millennial section. Millennials are what needed to win this election, and both are lacking. And if you're not going to talk about college affordability, talk about how to make, you know, bring tuition down, or at least make free college or whatever, that I don't understand how you're going to try and pull millennials into your corner. I just don't see it. One thing I know, Marco Rubio back during the primaries had said it himself. You know, he brought it up. He was one of the few people on the Republican side, at least, that brought up the issue of college affordability, and then just went off the edge.
Yeah. True. I mean, seeing people, major players like Marco Rubio and even Bernie Sanders, who was bringing that to the forefront very consistently.
Yep.
Even if you don't agree with certain politics, you do agree with the fact that, you know, you're seeing certain things being brought up consistently over and over again. And I think since they both have exited the scene, you know, we haven't seen so much of the push almost.
Exactly.
And a lot of people have kind of given up on pushing on that just because they're not seeing people accurately reflect their viewpoints.
No, yeah. And I think it hurts in the area, you know, I think we know where Hillary Clinton stands with her plan. She was, as you said with Bernie Sanders, she was having to combat his plan during the entire primary process. So I know Hillary Clinton's plan for college affordability, but my problem is I don't know what Donald Trump's plan for college affordability. He didn't mention it at all during the primaries, he still doesn't mention it today. So I don't know how you, how you get that, I don't know.
Reactions?
I know that's I'm just saying, I mean.
He'll probably talk about it eventually. Especially when it comes to going into the debate.
We're getting a little close there.
All right, yeah, I mean, we got what, a month and a half left, so.
A month is a lot of time.
Well, yeah, just like tax
All right,
returns.
settle down, guys. Settle down.
Okay.
Speaking about another candidate, though, as we all know, Gary Johnson, they're not allowing him to debate, and I know that there is a very harsh reaction to that, right? People are not liking that fact that he is not able to debate. I personally don't like the fact that he isn't able to debate. I think that, I mean, if I had my way, I think we would get rid of both candidates and start anew, but obviously that can't happen. But it would be nice for him to be in the debate so people know he is a viable option and he is in the election.
So I don't know if y'all saw his town hall a few months ago, but that was one of the most well put together. He's very well spoken. He had a lot of great points to share. And I think it was at a great time where we were all, you see all these posts like, I don't like either candidate, let's start new, nobody 2016. And having someone come in with a fresh perspective that almost takes parts of both parties and really melds them together was nice to see. And I think the comments after his town hall were like, wow, this is how adults speak to each other.
Yes, right.
This is how you debate, this is how you speak. So the fact that they're completely barring him from even entry into that forum is kind of frustrating as a student who, is being told at, on the campus, like, you need to always allow different perspectives and different, diverse opinions, and then seeing, adults not play nice together and not even allowing him that option.
Let's just go right into this. You're talking about it all comes down to the polls. Right now, Trump, we have him right now, I guess, at 45% according to the new CNN ORC poll. He's at 45%, so he actually just went above Clinton on the national poll, and Clinton's at 43%. So I think it's like a 3 to 4% margin of error, so we're at a statistical tie. But Clinton still leads on the electoral map with 273 votes, and we all know you need 270 to win. So it's interesting.
It's a toss-up. It's confusing.
Honestly, I personally believe this is my prediction here right now, that we may see another Bush-Gore election in a sense where it's, you had Clinton win the electoral vote, but Trump may truly win the popular vote. Well, yeah, so I guess we're going to have to leave it there for now, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we highlight another excellent Grizzlies work. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
And tried to shoot him in his patrol car. No one has proven that.
Her their presidency and then screws me and my kids when it's over. And until we do that, we have to deal with the extraction.
Secondly, no. College campus rape culture is a myth. The 1 in 4 is a lie. This is real.
Secretary of the presidency and then screws me and my kids when it's over. And until we do that, we have to deal with.
Leadership, scholarship, creativity, and service are all major components of what's expected of Grizzlies here at GGC. We feel as though it's important to highlight members of the Grizzly community that best exemplify one or a few of these principles. Today we've chosen Tanisha Williams to be the Grizzly of the Week. Welcome on. Thank you. Welcome to the Grizzly chair.
Thank you guys. Yes, thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. Absolutely. So tell us about some of the organizations that you're a part of.
I am a member of the Four Pillar Society, the Law Society, as well as the recently Grizzly Leadership Academy.
Some of our new session facilitators. Coming soon to a campus near you.
And I'm also the first and only student assistant in the Office of the President.
Which is a huge deal, and I've heard great things about that. So tell us a little bit about some of those leadership roles on campus.
Oh my gosh, where do I start?
Like, maybe what's your favorite position that you're in, perhaps, to start?
They're all, they're all like a bit of excitement and joy to be in. With Law Society, that's more preparing me to further my education, like after GGC.
Right.
Four Pillar Society, that's more community, GGC Foundation, Office of the President, and Grizzly Leadership Academy, that's my peers on campus. So I feel more connected now with that. I have students now really looking up to me, and I have to really speak well. Like before, it was more the back burner. Like I'm sitting in this position, but are they really looking at me? And now it's yes, they are. So they're all a bit,
It's scary. It's nerve-wracking, but it's so rewarding at the end of the day.
Yes.
So, what are some of your favorite things about GGC in general?
Tuition.
Right.
That's the theme of the show.
Tuition. Oh my goodness. It feels amazing to not have to take out a loan and to go to school debt free. But student engagement. You feel a strong connection to your professors. I transferred from Long Island University and the College of Staten Island in New York.
Okay.
So I'm used to the more big classrooms, your professors don't know your name, and you email them and they're like, who are you?
Right.
You know, so I love the student engagement. You can always contact your professor. They know you, even when you're just walking on campus, they can call you by your first name. So I admire that. And, you know, working with the president, I've seen his leadership role, and that stands for why our professors are the way they are. You know,
Absolutely.
He's pretty hands-on. Like, he can, you know, call you by your first name as well,
Right.
not just because I work there. But, you know, he has a keen, I want to say, connection to this campus. So
He's very good about that. Like, students that I swear, I'm like, when I was like first starting here, and I swore I only met him a few times. He's like, Erin. I was like, how do you know my name? It's like usually you're used to that whole like if you're a bad kid, they know your name sort of thing. But it's like here, it's like anybody, you know.
Yes.
It's definitely a good model.
Right. I think that's one of the best things about UC, like you're saying. Like I think all the faculty and staff and our teachers, you're really able to connect with them on a personal level. So it's really cool to see here.
Absolutely. So what would you say to some students who are looking to get engaged or involved on campus? Like what would be some of the starting?
There's so
steps
many
there?
opportunities. Get involved. .udc.
.edu.
Go on there
Classic,
and
The plug.
go on there and literally you can choose from, you know, multiple organizations, whatever your needs, whatever you're interested in. Like there's always something to do on campus. All these events that we have as well, you know, you can come to an event and speak to the president or co-chairs of an event and they'll tell you how to get involved on campus. So there's multiple opportunities. Absolutely.
All right. Well, it looks like we do have an award for you. We gave this out each week, so let's
Yes,
go
we
ahead and
do.
present.
This is our award for Grizzly of the Week, which you have so earned for your leadership and service on our campus. We just want to say thank you. We'll pass it down.
Pass it down. Pass it down. There you go.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
being here with us today and really sharing some of your wisdom with the students.
Thank you.
You want to join us for the closing real quick?
Of course.
All right.
Well, that does it for all of us here at Grizzly News. Make sure to join us back here next week, but as always,
Keep growling, Grizzlies.